checkers and pleasers, and welcome to our show Checkpoint, the show where we discuss and discern the current events of the most recent episode of Check Please. Today we are discussing Check Please episode 58, and I would love to welcome our members today. I am Keni, your fortunate host. Down there is Foaly, my co-host, hungry for fleshed out answers.
Hello.
Xeno, our swamp witch monger.
Heyo.
And Skrewy, our rock hard holy man.
Hello.
It's unusual to have you instead of Beardy. It's kind of fun. But
Hold on, I can go get my fake beard and that'll help.
no.
Oh, I could put my hair down and I go like this.
You could. You could. Starting off with the episode, we came to kind of after reaching our Zen states. I think that's the best way to explain it.
We all achieved inner peace.
We all achieved inner peace for a short amount of time.
By killing
Yeah,
ourselves
nice.
or by letting ourselves be killed.
We touched inner peace. We touched it.
Ew. Don't touch my inner peace.
That does sound slightly...
Yeah, don't
Questionable,
stop,
doesn't
Xeno,
it?
Stop.
Ooh.
But yeah, we're still in our sort of mental tavern with the Emperor and the dragon halfling form of Zelnarifkif. Zelnarifkin? Zelnarifkin.
Narifka.
Narifka,
Yeah, I was so close.
So, we've learned who has true balance that we can use. I mean, kill. I mean, ask nicely. And during
Hey, you want to die for the world?
Soul
Wanna
would
die
say
protecting
yes
your
in a
little halflings?
heartbeat. So, I find this very interesting. But during our time on the mountain, Levette has a different kind of inner Zen moment by talking to a god in a starry scape inside the cube. Now, I'm very curious what everyone's thoughts on this interaction were, actually.
I
was very excited for them.
Okay, so this is when it was determined that Levette would be basically the battery or the conduit inside the battery for operating it
Yeah,
forever.
forever.
Mm-hmm.
That was fascinating to me, and Voska was very evasive to me about just how much it would change Levette. So it seems to me that Levette is...
I'm not sure if Voska was evasive, but more as the gods are just kind of elusive in general in their speech patterning.
Sure, I don't mean to imply anything malicious. You're right, evasive is the wrong word, but vague, certainly.
It is very vague,
He did
yes.
not go into detail about what changes would be in store for Levette, and I found that fascinating because it will require Levette to kind of take a leap of faith and test how far they're willing to go to save Archie, which they've already made quite plain, though they're willing to do whatever it takes, which I think is very sweet, because who doesn't love Archie? Poor Archie.
My
It's-
question is, will they survive it? Will they survive it intact?
I think they'll survive it. I think
I
they'll
just don't think they'll
come
come
back.
Will they
out.
be?
Yeah, it's
what
a
will they be?
stasis thing, I think, where you just pump out souls.
Forever.
Do they
Yeah,
basically
forever.
exist
I mean,
unto
Beardy has told us
themselves?
this machine is like codenamed Mother, right?
My apologies,
In a
I'm being
previous
summoned.
checkpoint. Okay. In a
Yes,
previous
if-
checkpoint, he has told us that the very, very long title spells out Mother, pretty much with the first letters. I don't know what that's called, sorry.
No, yeah. And that does imply being locked into that role to a certain
Hell
extent.
on earth.
It might be hell for Levette, but
I don't know if
yeah,
it would be hell for Levette, because she would be saving Archie.
she would be
and-
saving Archie. But sorry, go ahead.
I think this is also very much so a thing partially Grem has wanted. He said in the past that he's wanted, like, more robots in the world, right? Like, I have the information that during the time gap, Grem wanted to like have a lot of robots made during that time, but mechanically that didn't make sense really in the world at that time. So I think this is also like achieving a thing for Grem as a player too, I believe, if he goes through with it. So I think that's really cool.
It affords a lot of further opportunity for Levette to evolve, even if it's off screen when the campaign is over, which is very cool to have that, and also leaves room for a lot of long-reaching ramifications on the world if they do give birth, figuratively speaking, to a whole new race, and Voska becomes a grandpappy. It will also be quite tragic if Levette's sacrifice means that she and Archie will never be able to communicate or interact again, if Levette is effectively locked within this chamber or in stasis or just in some way distant from the rest of
True. But based
creation.
on Levette's past, like, I'm trying to find the right words, but I'm gonna just dumb it down for myself because it'll take too long. The martyrdom that Levette has been obsessed with for so long, like even in season 1, I think very much so fits her MO in this instance.
I wonder if it would make her happy. I wonder if it would make her content.
I don't know.
think it would.
I don't know if Levette can be happy.
I think it would. The thing is, I think it would. I hesitate to say. I think it would feel like, the Emperor in the golden chair kind of deal, where they are there. They are basically, they're not there, but
the
they're
Emperor
there.
in the golden chair.
Warhammer. It's a whole Warhammer thing where the Emperor of mankind, they died, but they're kept alive artificially because through them
This is
the
40K?
entire this is 40K.
Okay.
The whole civilization still can exist because they need the beacon to be there so that they can travel.
That's
But
fair.
for Levette, it would be they need to be the they are existing, but they're not mentally there. They're there to be the conduit for the new souls.
A battery.
A battery.
I think she's literally the battery that powers
Yeah.
this machine.
The whole thing's a
It-
battery.
Yeah, but like,
Well, no, they're not the bat. Wait, hold on. I thought Beardy explained it as they're not the battery, but because the energy comes in and through the centerpiece,
Actually,
it's
did Beardy explain that, or was that Levette's
no,
interpretation?
Beardy said that. Oh, I can't remember anymore. Actually,
That's why I was like, I'm not sure, because I don't know.
swear.
they said battery many
No,
times, so who knows?
Well, he said they said it works by taking the ambient. It was the ambient
Energy
life
from-
energy from the world.
No, from from different cosmic areas or something.
Yeah,
Like it
something
wasn't
like
the
that.
We'll have
world; it was
to-
literally the other side of like dimensions and shit.
Like,
Gotcha.
the
It,
cosmos.
it definitely provides some payoff for the aspect of Levette's personality that has always been concerned that they could never measure up to the achievements of their grandfather, or that they would never make a substantial impact on the world. And if from this they did give birth to a whole new race,
Through their sacrifice.
Through their
Not
sacrifice,
really
I-
as their sacrifice, but through their sacrifice.
I don't imagine that there could be another gnome in Adronic history who would have that kind of impact on the world, that
Yeah,
far-reaching
me either.
impact. So,
Hey, who knows if there'll be another gnome?
What you got there, Kenny? You okay?
that's the look that says Kenny knows things that we don't know.
Snake Eyes is at
do you
least
know?
40 years ahead of Tyr.
Fair enough.
They ain't no gnomes left, are there?
They're very short. Who knows? Maybe we just can't find them.
They're
Maybe
so
just
small,
really far
you
away.
just can't. Yeah, they're just far away. You can't see them.
Huh.
The world's a bit short on gnomes right now.
Anyways, I know what happens to the halflings too.
Oh dear.
I
We
don't
should
like
talk.
where this is going.
We can talk about the other implications as well of what Levette's role would be in terms of how they're considered by this new race, but that touches on conversation that happens later in the episode between Levette and Riz. So, anything more to be said on their conversation with Voska? Her conversation with Voska?
I don't think so.
Santa.
He doesn't sound like Santa to me. I know the voice mod is called
100%
Santa,
Santa.
but like
It sounds like Santa to me.
Oh,
He does
boy.
come
That's how
bearing
I
gifts
mentally
quite a
view
lot.
he just sounds like a guy with a deep voice to me.
Santa.
I'm sorry.
Santa.
What does Santa sound like to you?
He doesn't have a voice because he's not real.
To any of our younger audience,
We are
Santa
an
is real.
18 plus video stream. You should not be here.
But thank you for being
That
here.
too.
Fair point, yeah.
Where are your parents? Are you a latchkey kid
GTFO,
too?
child.
We swear and talk about sex. Go away.
Seriously. Come back when you're 18 and have money to
Please.
subscribe.
Go watch Bluey, where they watch horses.
Yeah,
poop.
Bluey's a wholesome child show. It's better than Dora the
Sure.
Explorer.
That
Anyway.
Anyway,
The fuck is
Anyway,
Bluey?
anyway.
it's a cartoon. Kyle, just get with the program.
Where's Blue's Clues?
It also exists.
yeah. Yeah.
So if there's Blue's Clues and Bluey, is there also Cluey?
Bluey.
Wait, no, it's Cluedo in Europe for
Well, there you
Clue
go.
the board game.
Yes.
Which I don't
There's,
understand.
What's that?
We're getting
bald
off topic. We're getting off topic here. Fuck Caillou.
I don't remember
Anyways.
Kid?
Johnny
Fuck,
Cash.
there you go. There we go. That's
So on the way down the mountain, as we switch the camera pan back to
Mm-hmm.
the Zen state people, Curla grabs Jiro as we're all walking down the mountain.
We'll be walking down the mountain when we come.
When we come.
Sorry.
Um,
It's not copyrighted. We'll be fine.
and I do have just a curiosity question as a player. Why the insistence of pulling Jiro away from the rest of the party and trying not to have them hear anything?
That was not actually what I was going for. I don't. If that came across that they were
Oh,
trying to
it's
have a
just
private
kind of like
conversation.
seems like it a lot with pulling Jiro's side lately.
Okay. I'll try to find a different way to phrase it because
I
in
was
this instance
curious.
and in other instances, well, in other instances where they're just like practicing meditation, that's just a situation where other members of the party don't really need to be around for that. They're not having secret conversations. It's just they're practicing. In this instance, though, I must have given the mistaken impression that I was trying to have like a private aside. It wouldn't have mattered in that instance if people were overhearing, and they weren't trying to have a private conversation. It was just this is me chatting with. I want to have a chat with Jiro. I shouldn't have said yeah. So sorry for that being.
No, I was just
miscommunicated.
curious.
Yep,
stealing
no
their
big secret there.
boyfriend or their husband.
Not meaning to steal the husband, I promise.
We haven't verbally said what it is yet. So
Player knowledge husband yet? Player knowledge,
they're
right?
engaged technically.
Okay, they're
Okay.
fiance.
Affianced.
So, yes,
But
stealing my boyfriend.
only for a few minutes.
Your
But
husband, though.
He's amazing.
Curla was left reeling from that experience and had already been reassessing some things, and that caused them to want to say some things to Jiro. And get some clarity on stuff, and also apologize because they're realizing they were kind of in the wrong, and that they kind of have a toxic idea about death.
What?
They need to reevaluate shit now that they've killed
Yeah.
themselves, so to speak.
I have a question at the end of this. Someone remind me because I'm excited to ask it.
Okay.
And this is
Question-
about Curla. It's about Curla.
Okay.
I'm very excited, but it involves end of episode stuff, so I'm excited to get to
Okay.
it.
I'll put it
But-
in the notes.
Get down to the bottom of the
Thank
mountain.
you, thank you. So yeah, you had a private conversation with Jiro. It was nice to reassess your situation and also hear from Jiro where he's like, "Huh, I didn't reach true Zen, and you guys didn't need me." That's a little
That
sad.
was fascinating, and I really am curious I hope we have time to find out what the story is with Jiro and why he hasn't reached that state.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
very interesting. I thought for sure when we were originally doing that Jiro was just going to be at the end because he didn't need to face himself or something. Like, he was just like, oh yeah, I just reached it. But then again, there's been plenty of times where we've been told that's a very hard thing for people to do. And I imagine we got very lucky as our own personal characters each to get through this.
All it required was pushing someone off a platform. Pushing one's old
I'm
self
sure
off a
this
platform.
won't have any repercussions.
Oh, none whatsoever. I'm sure you haven't like permanently locked away your memories or no.
I doubt that.
No. Beardy has gone on record and said that by the end of the season we will know more about Riz. There will be more clarity
Jesus
on Riz.
Christ, I hope so.
Me too.
I hope
But-
he has it written down. I hope all his plans and everything are
His
written down.
plan for Riz was written down from the very beginning when I told him at a bar my idea for Riz.
Nice.
While we were still playing season 1.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright.
No, I visited him one time and I was like, I have this idea for my next character because obviously I don't think Soul's going forward after season 1.
Mhm.
So, and again, this kind of comes back to the fact that Risen was drawn the same exact day that I first drew Soul. Like, I came up with these characters at the same time.
Did you?
I did.
Because you made Riz originally for my campaign that I was making.
Yes. But I drew them at the same time.
No, okay.
And came up with their concepts around the same time. Now, of course, having an entire like season to ruminate on the original like set idea I had, Risen's concept, although was less because of the amnesiac part, was more thought out than Soul's original backstory I had written.
Mm.
I feel, because Soul was literally my first character pretty much. I will say like that's my first like D&D character, right? So I was really mostly just wanted to be a foil for Vera with Soul and also put in some details about like family issues. It's weird that I would do that.
D&D
Anyways,
isn't therapy or anything.
no. You should go seek a therapist if you need it. It's cathartic, but seek a therapist.
It can be therapeutic, but it's not therapy. That's the
Exactly.
crucial distinction.
Very much so. But-
Well, sorry, go ahead.
Going past all that, as we got ready to go, Vera and Levette went back to the Forgers to ask about lithogates and then talked to the druid who maybe gave Vera the original chaos seed then.
And got distracted by that and didn't ask about the lithogate,
Correct.
requiring a sending spell later, but that's not really important. Thoughts on that interaction with the druids, you know?
Nothing.
Beardy was just waiting for you to ask. This is the fucking, like, Henry MacGuffinite all over again.
I was just trying to find out if there's a reason to use the chaos seed.
I know.
I got fucked over by checkpoint. That's what happened.
Oh no.
Yeah.
'Cause
Sorry,
In the
Beardy.
end, ultimately it transpired that there weren't any lithogates there anyway, so...
True. We did find that out. I knew because of meta information, but it's fine.
No lithogates and no horse milk vodka. I really wanted that to be part of canon.
No.
Why
I would have
not?
vetoed that.
Why?
It's Mongolian, and that area is
Well,
based on
this
Mongolia.
is based on Mongolia, but it is not Mongolia, remember. This is still
they
a
love-
fantasy setting.
But they love their horses in this setting, and what's wrong with horse milk vodka? I'm just fascinated by the
The
idea.
voice that the god who talks already said no.
Grumble.
It has been
did say if-
vetoed
He did say if I ever managed to get my hands on some, he would have a drink of it with me, though. So
in real life.
yes, in
Oh,
real
God,
life.
Please don't. Please don't kill
I'm
him. I love
I'm
him too much.
fascinated by it. They've been drinking it for thousands of years. I doubt it's going to kill him.
You think our
My-
American bodies can handle that shit? We're so
Fair point.
squishy and weak.
Fair point. Your constitution score is like
It's
-1.
awful.
Anyway,
You say that,
um,
but I ate like 24
Kyle,
Taco Bell tacos
you-
yesterday, and you know what? I didn't die. I'd say that's a pretty high constitution.
I think it's a different kind of constitution. Anyways, so you guys come back to the Vardo. You start talking about what happened and what we're doing to like go back to Zhonglai. And
The shit hits the fan.
Soul contacts Vera, worried that you guys are fucking dead or in trouble.
Yep. What? I don't
And
know
we-
why Lovette didn't just say things are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of the reasoning there kind of held up, which I respect Grem for. That not an issue with Grem at all. It's just Lovette. Yeah. Damn it, Lovette.
I didn't intend to, like, because she's like, I didn't want you guys to freak out. And it's like, freaking out helps us go faster so we can save people
Right.
faster. It's not like we would go
Yeah.
into a panic state of, like, being unable to, like,
Mhm.
help. It would just mean we'd hurry more, you know?
I was kind of amused by a wham line that made it in there that I like, it's not like you've ever withheld information from the party, but everyone gasped. I'm like, yo, yay. Someone said it. Sorry. I was also kind of thrilled, though, to see that Sol is in touch with Siva. That's nice to see that they maintain a connection even with Sol off-world. I don't think that had been made canon before.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, Soul doesn't need to sleep anymore, so they have a lot of time when the world they're in is sleeping. So I find that I imagine that they're either working on their own projects to figure out how to safely do things, and also talking to the partners they left behind here. They don't talk to Vera all the time because they, in general, think Vera can take care of herself, and also believe that if Vera needed them, they would contact them. And they pretty much kind of gave in a way, their phone number to Vera, where they were like, "Hey, if you clap hard enough, you can talk to me."
I did feel slightly gutted for Lovette, for the getting hung up on when Lovette was trying to say hello as well. I mean, it's established in the past why that's the case, but it's still kind of gutting.
I mean, Soul can only connect to Vera out of the past party, so.
Am I misremembering, or did Vera then communicate with Mellifera about the situation in, or am I misremembering
No,
last night?
I know Petra talked to Eden and Mellifera, but I don't think
That's-
Vera talked to Mellifera in this episode.
Nope.
That's what I'm misremembering. My apologies.
No, Soul can connect with Petra.
They can use a sending spell on Petra.
Oh.
They can't use strings with Petra. That's why they're like 25 words. And they're very strong, so they can just keep using the spell because they have plenty of them, but...
Yeah.
I still remember the first time Soul did that for Vera, and Grem and Skrewy are like, that's more than 25 words.
Yeah, I wonder fucking why. It's almost as if there's an unbreakable, like, bond between the two of those. Karis, I also believe that Karis has
That's true.
strings with Soul,
And-
along with their
Oh, that makes
children.
that
And your partners
absolutely.
as well.
Yeah, partners, Karis, probably their father. Love is love, baby.
Yay.
Um,
Well, sorry,
no, I was
I
just
don't
gonna
think
say,
that-
Soul didn't leave behind too many people that they were still connected to.
Oh, Biff.
Poor Soul.
Detlef.
No, never. Soul
That's a
hated
character we didn't
Detlef.
consider.
Soul. How are you doing?
That was a character we didn't consider.
I was just pulling on these strings I was seeing.
I bet you he has true balance.
Well, we didn't see him there, so fuck you.
That's true. We could ask Detlef to save the world.
Anyway,
Well, sure, guys.
we all get, well, I'm not going to say we all get, but opinions differ on whether, actually, no, we all kind of got annoyed about Lovette withholding information, didn't we?
Riz
like
was
everyone's
just
character did.
watching, like, everything burn down in a moment.
Really?
Petra,
Yeah, 'cause
Petra
they're like,
didn't
"Oh,
say anything.
We've
but
all,
it was-
like, reached the Zen state. We're coming back. Everyone's talking in these weird, like, collected voices. And then We find out Levette didn't tell us something, and then everyone's just like,
You bitch.
and Riz is just like, oh, back to normal.
It makes sense
That
that there'd
didn't
be
last.
some emotional whiplash, coming off that Zen state and suddenly everything's heightened. So yeah, everyone gets a little bit tetchy and
Testy.
testy, a bit mean towards Betravian. I was giving a lot of shit last night. I apologize, Skrewy.
Hey, no, again, I know I'm. I can take the lightning rod aspect of it, so it helps. It helps.
You are a tough boy, but you do need to tell us if it's too much.
Yes.
I'll get okay. When
Your
y'all
health is
when they
more
were
important.
shitting on my new hammer, I was like, I think
The hammer was cool.
Who's shitting on your
The
hammer?
hammer was cool. The hammer was awesome.
I
but
think
we'll get
I
to
might
the
have been
hammer.
shitting on the hammer. It might have been me.
said they.
Well, that also doesn't explain who you're talking about if you
Yeah,
just
'cause
said
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Been
Yeah,
the
it's
Because you
plural
can
there.
no.
pieces.
We're yeah, Petra was a little annoyed with Levette, but not. It's just like, oh, you bitch.
Vera would have been more annoyed if she hadn't already talked to Mellifera and known that things
Yeah.
were getting tense.
Mm-hmm. I could. Yeah. There would have been words, I'm guessing.
Well, shortly after this, Riz and Levette have a bit of a heart-to-heart, and obviously we only have one side of that right now. But Keni, thoughts on how that conversation went between the two of them?
I thought it was really good. I feel like I don't remember most of it because I just started saying things that Keni believes. So, like, my own personal thought processes on stuff was going into things because I don't think I've ever been healed from a death. Like, I don't stop missing people who have died in my life. So I genuinely believe that, like, you just kind of hold that stuff with you. It doesn't just go away.
Sure.
It just becomes more numb. And so a lot of that stuff kind of came out a bit with consoling Levette because she was asking questions and oh my god, thank god Levette doesn't want to be a god. Riz was gonna freak the fuck out otherwise. Whew.
But
I
al-
wanted to... Sorry, go ahead,
Oh
Zeno.
no, but also I think it was Levette was like, oh, I'm gonna tell Vera.
Yeah, because like Riz is like, well, like the elder beings aren't like really gods, it's different.
And you're like, don't tell Vera. He's like,
Don't tell Vera.
I am.
Don't tell Vera.
No, you'll get a rock thrown at the back of your head if you badmouth the elder beings.
Oh, I know better
Rightly
than
so.
to say that in front of other people that it matters to. I have some idea of stabbing people in the back when they aren't aware.
Yeah, I doubt.
Beautiful.
I don't know if that'll actually come up though.
I doubt it. And if anything, I don't think it'd be too important.
It is interesting to me, Levette's concern over becoming a god, and Riz's very strong reaction that no, that's sort of blasphemous, you won't become a god. When the perception of any creatures that do get spawned, if things go in the direction they seem to be going, if there does become a race of these automatons, I can't help but think that they would view Levette as a kind of god
Well,
figure.
Sure, mother is always a god to a child.
Mm.
So, that, sure, they could view her as a god, but that does not make one a god.
It's almost as if this is thematic of what we've been exploring this season. One of the things we've been exploring this season.
So I think it's very interesting, and I think in a way you can almost consider whatever, if these do happen, if whatever this is happens, could also probably be considered Voska's creation in a way, because it is the collaboration between a mortal and a god.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just Levette doing this, obviously.
And Voska had mentioned seeing this race of automatons as grandchildren. So
And
that...
I don't remember. It's not on the wiki, unfortunately, so I do apologize. But I'm not sure which of the gods created the gnomes, but it might be Voska. That would make sense to me.
Would seem to imply that Voska had a hand in it, even if he wasn't the only one responsible.
I mean, most of the gods have, like, their own race that they created. Like, Voluna created the changelings, you know?
That makes me like her even more.
Even though the changelings don't worship her at all. In
That
modern
makes
times.
me sad for her.
In modern times, the changelings have found comfort with Mask.
That makes sense. Poor Voluna, though. She needs a high-powered follower.
Single?
Just one.
Just one?
Well,
Wow.
one new one. I'm sorry. I'm excited about that.
Okay. But yeah, I think Voluna has plenty of followers. All the gods have their own, like, followers. It's just not everything you create ends up following you. Like, in an example, that which hungers and the weavers. The weavers set off and did their own weird fucking shit. And that which hungers was like, you got a lot of high elves over there. Mine.
Let's corrupt them. Fucking spider bitch.
Now y'all are purple skin. Fuck
Well,
you.
Speaking of gods and elder beings, around this time, I think we had got on the road back to the capital at this point, but Petravian reached out and touched
Face.
he touched grass.
Touch grass.
No, that was later.
Did I
in
literally say
touch.
touch grass? I did.
No.
Riz was explaining
Oh,
how
yes.
to like worship without
Yes.
needing to like disrupt things.
Yes, you told,
know,
and then
touch
we had a good
grass.
laugh about everybody needing to go out and touch some grass.
Not everybody, just people who worship Eden.
Stop doing wayism, although we just did a bunch of wayism, all of us.
A little bit. But yeah, I was not anticipating that. I really wasn't, because I thought it might have taken a little bit longer, based on a couple of factors. But this was a very pleasant surprise.
The
Well, let's-
hammer, or
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
you're kind of going farther than like you talking to Mellifera and Eden.
Oh no, I heard. Sorry.
We have a checklist
Yeah.
that you can
Checklist
refer
for
to where
checkpoint.
we are.
It's
Look at that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we're just talking the initial conversations. The hammer came
Gotcha.
a little bit later. You got hammered
Dear
later in the
Eden,
session.
Mellifera's really, really cool. That's it.
Basically, yeah. He knows that Eden doesn't necessarily respond, so it was a reach out. Hey,
That's true. What the
I
fuck do you
think-
say to Eden? I don't even fucking know.
me or in
No,
general?
in general. Like I don't know what the right thing to do with Eden is.
I mean, usually Riz just asks for blessings, like, upon the earth from Eden, and they get it.
Well, yeah, but
Notably, Riz gets a lot
how-
of things that other worshippers
Okay,
don't.
here's the thing: if you continually call somebody just to ask for shit, yes, that's I guess the deal. But like, I feel it was not a check-in or anything, but it was more of like, hey, here's what's been going on. Eden, Mellifera, kind of nice, really nice person.
You know,
kinda
you have
doesn't-
to do, like, because of how, like, paladins and clerics work, or any, like,
Yes, we
celestial
ask for
caster.
shit all the time.
No. Like, every morning you have to, like, preparing your spells
Contact.
is, like, contacting your god. That's how you do it. You, like, have a
Yeah.
morning prayer sesh.
You can pray multiple
Yes.
times a day.
Oh, I'm saying that, but, like, I'm saying you can't say that you wouldn't do that every day, because you literally have to.
Yes.
There's an argument to be made, though, that Petravian has been following Eden for so long that morning prayer is more rote
Means
than
less.
a conscious, deliberate effort to reach out to the god to convey something else.
Yes.
I'm just covering your ass here,
Yes.
Skrewy.
Oh, I appreciate that. No, but that tracks with how I think of them. Is they're maybe not even be fully awake yet necessarily, but it's just so routine that that's what you do. And then
Eden, I haven't had my coffee yet. Give me power today.
give me strength.
That's tea. We don't have coffee.
He has caffeine in it.
There's a difference between tea and coffee, honey.
It just takes more cups.
Coffee, honey? Is that something that Vera drinks?
Honey coffee.
Honey coffee.
But obviously I knew it was going to be more of a one-sided conversation. But then contacting Mellifera, that...
You have literally been told multiple times that you can do this.
Yes,
and you have done this.
I know.
Okay.
I know I have. But still, more so that it was a very productive conversation. Was
it just me, or did she seem like kind of like nervous / sad at the end of that conversation?
I didn't get sad so much as nervous. I definitely got nervous.
Yeah,
about it.
something was off at the end of that conversation, I felt like, where she was like, okay, brother, and like, I was just like, something's off.
I mean, I feel like it would be kind of nerve-wracking when you're talking about the people who've literally like almost killed you multiple times.
Yeah, I can't wait for the mini campaign.
I believe, but it's Petra understands how Melly feels about them, and he knows that they trust him, but now he has to work on building the outside trust coming in. And I think what I'm going to do, and this is so to prep you, Kyle, is to have contact the Edenites, have them potentially, if necessary, come in to help the Maleferans, and that kind of trust.
Don't know. We'll see.
We will see.
Yep.
You are planting the seed of potential trust between Mellifera and Eden.
Exactly. Exactly.
Aha.
And I would vary that.
So
that would
I
make-
don't
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think this event will happen during the campaign. I imagine this will probably happen during the what happens after the years later kind of sequence that we have planned up. I'm very curious what I will be drawing for all of those. I'm curious to see what will happen.
Agreed. This event, yeah, exactly as what Emmy said. This would plant the seed for a better connection. But if the Deadlands are about to encroach upon the Hive, to have Edenites come help Maleferans.
Do they have
With the
the
holy
resources?
I'll do what I can.
To be fair, that's already taken care of
Yeah.
by Vera.
Yeah, by Vera.
Yeah,
Like I think
but it's the thought that counts a little bit.
I think I like dropped like 50K.
Yeah, you spent a lot of money on that shit.
To invent RVs. Or
Mm-hmm.
were they RVs? I think they were RVs.
Armored transport vehicles.
Pretty
There we
much.
go.
Yeah.
Out of wood.
ATVs.
But
Yeah.
during this time, still going in the travel, I don't know how we did it where we literally have like less time traveling and it still felt like an entire like just travel episode for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on, we literally said we're going faster. How is this happening?
No, sorry, go ahead.
I was just very surprised. I was like, even when we say we're gonna speed run something, it never works out.
Nope, never
We're
does.
speed running in character. We're just not speed running as before. Oh no.
But during this time period of travel, Kurla again pulls Jero aside because I was told that I was when I was resting, and I was like, I would be out, but okay. I consigned myself to the inside of the Vardo.
I wasn't trying to. Well, actually, no. In that instance, it was meant to be more a private conversation. Is this where your question for Curler was going to come in, or is
No,
that
it's at the
is
very
that
end.
the very end? Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, I can launch into what I was interested in this conversation, but what I would like to know other people's responses, especially to the opening question of Jiro. Hey, Jiro, how many people have you killed?
I find it interesting because obviously Curl has really only killed one person, and Jiro's like, why would I keep track of something so morbid?
Has reasons?
What the fuck, Skrewy?
Does Petravian keep track of all of his kills?
Oh,
I can
no,
see
he
Petravian
knows.
having notches on his belt.
I was
No, he remembers.
Every single one?
Only the ones that he tortured first.
He carries. Yeah, he carries it all.
Okay.
I was
Never
too
let that
busy.
shit. In my mind, for Petra, never let a single one of those things go. Hold it very, very tight.
So what's the exact number count?
I would say in the mid thousands, mid
Nope.
1,000, 2,000 ish.
Beardy has literally told you otherwise, honey.
He has. Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay.
Ver is the one who has the highest kill count out of all
Okay.
of us.
Okay.
I've got to put
I
that kill
don't.
count on the wiki. I need to have a table just showing it.
But
Good.
literally saying, do you know how many like people you've killed, like the exact number kind of thing? Like you don't then.
Oh,
In a way.
the character Petra does. I have not made that number. No.
Okay.
My
You
apologies.
should probably talk to Beardy.
I will talk to Beardy on that. How many people have I killed?
That is a helpful statement. You were gonna say something, Xeno.
Oh no,
Yes.
I was too busy in that conversation making a JoJo reference.
What the fuck, Kyle?
He said, "How many people have you killed?" So I wanted to. Dio says, "How many slices of bread have you eaten in your life?"
You did that during the episode.
I did.
Yeah, I
You've-
heard that.
You've eaten so many slices of bread,
I've eaten
Xeno.
so many, and I've killed so many people.
Is it like a slice of bread for every person you've killed? I mean, that is a huge amount of bread.
He does eat a lot of bread.
Oh my, I'm scared now.
Should be. bread, bread is so good.
Kenny, thoughts on that, given, playing Riz and Riz's own body count? And I'm just
My
curious.
body counts less than most people's in our party,
Yeah.
other than Curla. Curla has the least, but I think Levette's under Risen, I guess, technically.
I mean, there's the accidental.
Oh, I guess there is, like, the majority of the gnome lands that she burned down.
But we don't know what the.
We
count
don't know the
is.
count, though, of how much that was.
In
Thus
fact-
allowing the mimics in to kill even more. That's my running theory anyway.
In fact, the question is whether or not Levette's accidental death count is greater than Betravian's soldier days. The question is how many soldiers did you kill?
Yeah.
That is a great question. Okay, I will talk to Beardy on that.
Because I don't... If I remember based on how Proto works, they normally don't go out and pillage and shit that much.
Oh no, that's not pillaging. That's conquering.
Yeah, but that was back in the day before the Deadlands. They conquered more then, and I don't think Petravian's been alive that long, obviously.
No, it's 115, I believe, is the number.
Well, you're just a little baby.
Oh, yeah, of course I am,
How-
but I'm
how-
a very cute baby.
How old
Head pads.
do Oriads get?
I think Oriads at max get around 300 or something,
Really? Okay.
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, midlife crisis now. That means I'd be around near Snake Eyes time. Well, assuming I'm alive.
Assuming you're alive, you're
Before-
probably around
Neat.
during Snake Eyes, just like Moo was around this time. Weird, isn't it?
I kind of want to believe like Oriads become more rocky and stony as they age until when they finally die, they
That's
become their own two-stone.
Oh my god.
Yes, but I'm gonna be an amber statue with the continuously growing grass hair.
It's kind of awesome, I have to say. But On the conversation with Jiro, again, it was on the death topic, and it was Kurla trying to come to terms with the fact that they're terrified of killing and they're terrified of death, and you can't be that uncomfortable with death if you're a healer. You have to accept it as a fact, otherwise you're going to drive yourself crazy.
There was something, I'm not sure when in the episode it was that I heard, where, I don't know if it was you, the player, or Kurla said something about, like, your more deadly magic comes from that which hungers.
I don't recall saying that.
I'm so sorry. Something caught my attention last night, but I can't remember exactly the wording. But we are still aware that your healing also comes from that which hungers, right?
No, of course. All
Okay.
of their magic comes from that which hungers. The point that I was trying to make and Kurla was trying to make was that they'd always had a choice as to which avenue they'd go down, and they had consciously chosen to try to be a healer. They could have just as easily gone with the necromantic side of thing, and that's reflected in my spell choice. That the deadly spells that they have are all necromancy based. They've always been at that crux between life and death, and they've always had this aversion to death and to killing. And they need to get more comfy with it, both because they can't possibly save everyone, and also because arguably they are going to have to help kill again, as Jiro quite rightly pointed out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you really haven't had to, like, this whole campaign other than the undead.
no, that it's going to be a big deal, and they're having to build themselves up for that, and they can only really conceptualize it now, having had that experience on top of the mountain. So it's fun to explore that. It's one of the final things that Kurla really needs to work out in order to go into the final battle. Like,
Do you think we're going to be
ready.
fighting people in the final battle?
I don't know, but
Or anyone? That question's kind of open to everyone.
Okay, I do
Honestly-
believe we're going to be fighting resurrected creatures.
Yeah, I'd assume undead or something.
Oh
I-
no.
I have a
What
feeling
if he
we
kills...
might have to deal with cultists of
Yeah.
Marcus as well.
That'd be fun.
The people who are left over that believed in him, the shadowy people who you don't really meet that often. I am curious if we'll meet people like that.
What if he... Oh no, what if he takes over the lightning blades?
The lightning blades aren't in Proto right now. They're in Vil.
Yeah, what if he takes over the lightning blades?
I
What
mean,
if he puts shades
they'd have
in
to die
them?
first. I don't know. They're like the
They'd
same level as
They'd
us.
have to get dunked first.
Yeah, like, don't come here. I mean, damn, if they die at that point, like, get good, son. You should have been better.
ooh,
Yeah, but I feel like they could really throw us for a loop
Sure,
in the
but
final battle.
at the same time, like, I can't imagine that happening to them based on, like, how strong they are. Just in general, unless, like, someone like us came through and, like, fucked them up. Because they're obviously kind of stronger than us to begin with, like, based on how they're built. Because Beardy fucking does power gaming. He fucking knows it. I hate dealing with Karis. I hate dealing with Jiro and Corona. I'm so glad I took away powers for Corona, because that shit would have been overpowered. I love you, but fuck you.
and of course, as has been noted, he designed the lightning blades to each of them be the foil to one of the members of
Yeah.
Fortune's
The
favor.
antithesis.
And if you want to know which ones line up with which characters,
Check
you
the
can
wiki.
check the wiki. Shameless blood.
Mm.
I also feel like if the other lightning blades fell, Jiro would go on a roaring rampage of revenge, and we've already seen what that looks like against the poor innocent goblins in the Halloween special. So, God help whoever kills off
Oh, no.
Jiro's friends.
Oh no.
Aye, aye. Here comes trouble. You've summoned him by
Huzzah!
accusing him of being a power gamer. Hello,
Oh,
Beardy.
no.
Hi, Beardy. Turn off that other
Hello.
light.
Oh yeah, let me.
I'll
fix
see
the
your
lighting.
crackly, babes.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
This is what happens
Ah.
when you're not here for tech time.
Ooh.
Disgusting. Disgusting. But Yeah, Beardy is fully aware that he's a power gamer.
God, I hope I didn't give him ideas.
I
have that.
I just
that
have like a
propensity to
really
do
hard
things.
time thinking the lightning blades could get fucked over like that. I just personally have a hard time fathoming that concept.
Especially with low level like undead that the
Deadlands is
Does-
giving out.
usually yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
will
but
be
now, but with Marcus rolling through, sending off lost souls, that's where I'm at. I
if
could se-
if Kurla is going to have to come up against people they are actually going to have to kill, and they're also going to come up against deaths of people they care about that they can't fix, that's going to be a real challenge for them. And I, as a player, am really excited for that. But Beardy, hello, welcome.
Hey everybody.
Welcome
Sarah,
back.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Yay.
Hi.
No worries.
How's everybody doing?
Doing
Doing
good.
well.
What did I miss?
Oh,
What?
I heard I was being shit talked.
By me,
I was
specifically.
talking
Kenny.
you
Fuck
up.
you and your stupid power gaming. I've had to deal with Karis in a game. I've had to deal with Corona in a game. Thank God I took away his powers. And I had to deal
Corona-
with Jiro in a game.
Corona's not that OP.
yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't allow anyone to use their magic powers, but you're like,
would you consider Corona any more overpowered than Vera?
I
feel
think
like-
he's built different. But I'd say
Different.
Vera is definitely
A better silhouette.
Vera's definitely OP as a druid.
100%.
100%. Like, fuck Corona the least because he's your like first character, so you couldn't overpower game like your other fucking characters. But Jesus Christ, Jiro!
I mean,
That's
he
just
was
a
a basic ass druid in second edition D&D. Like
Yeah.
there was nothing too
I'm not
strong
talking about
him.
Corona anymore. We're talking about Jiro.
Oh no, Jiro's a murder machine.
Like, what the fuck? How did you build that? That's fucked. And you're also telling me that the other lightning blades are also fucked like that, other than, like, I think the witch was the weakest or some shit.
Oh no, the witch is terrifying.
Oh, great. Cool. Yeah, fuck
good,
you
good.
and your
That's
power
good.
gaming, you motherfucker.
And you were gonna have them go against us originally?
No,
No.
if we were terrible people, they would go against us.
Yeah, they were gonna be like a foil to the party if I needed a foil to the party.
Yeah, like, if we became murder hobos or some
Yeah.
shit. We
if you
had,
became
like...
unruly. They were there to defend the setting.
I haven't killed a single person. I haven't murdered anyone this in either season.
Yeah.
You still got 7 episodes left. You
true.
can get in
Yeah,
a few
we-
murders in that time.
You
Attempted
murdered
murder.
everyone before your story started
It's
with the
true.
team.
Yeah.
I'm still riding on those kill streaks.
Yep. So, Beardy,
So-
since you're joining in late, how many people has Petravian killed, probably?
Yeah.
Like backstory wise?
Yeah.
In total, yeah.
So we got almost 70 years in the
Service.
in service.
To explain, Skrewy has established that in contrast to Jiro, who doesn't count his kills, Petravian remembers each and every one, not as a point of pride, but as a point of honoring them in a certain way and being mindful of the fact that he has taken a life.
Gotcha. All right. In that case, I would say the number. I mean, I don't want to give it for Skrewy. I mean, Skrewy's character, I would rather him have the final say on that. But the number's probably something in like between 20 and 50.
Okay. Cool.
I told you.
I mean, soldiers, like particularly like Protean legionnaires, they are not as active as you think they might be. Like they're not. They're not going out and conquering territory constantly. Like they're mostly.
See, I was thinking the other way
garrisons.
around there. Sorry.
Yeah, they're mostly garrison forces. Like they don't really like. The Protean Empire hasn't really expanded politically in generations.
So setting
And if
aside
anything,
that,
they're losing territory.
Yes.
Like their empire shrinking because of political problems.
It makes it easier to
So-
remember each of them.
Yeah. So
That is true.
I'd say between 20 and 50, and mostly those are probably going to be from putting down like uprisings, not from like conquering new territory, but putting down people who are trying to rise up against the state.
which was, I believe, what happened when Petravian was ordered to kill innocents. Was that an uprising, or was that the commander going kind of?
No, that was. You need to
Uh,
clear this out. That this needs to be cleared out.
Okay.
And yeah, he said no. And then
But yeah, 20
Yeah.
to 50.
That is the number. You know what? That'll go on the wiki at some point. So
No, I'll leave the final number to Skrewy.
Wait, does that?
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out if Riz is above Petravian or not for kill count.
Let's go with
Lifetime?
42.
Yeah, lifetime.
Much higher.
Yeah.
42.
of course. The meaning of death, the universe, and everything. So, Beardy, we are at the point in the episode we're just about to talk about Petravian's silver hammer, bang, bang, came down upon her head.
It's actually a black hammer.
I know,
Fucking
I had-
Beatles.
Sorry.
I hate
But-
the Beatles.
Was there anything up until that point in the episode that you particularly wanted to touch on, based on the notes and what we've gone through so far? Now that we have you.
We have
Well, I was probably the most interested in the very first one, but
Levette's conversation with Fosca?
yeah.
Yeah, please, if you have things
What
that you wish to
questions
add,
do you
go
have
for it.
about it?
Well, I didn't know if anybody had any questions for me. I guess.
Is the whole thing a
oh, yes,
battery?
yes. I do. Are they a battery or the conduit?
I was just asking that.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I was like, oh,
I
is
talked
it
over
a
you. My
battery? Ah, I
apologies.
got
Sorry. Sorry.
Rip
I love the
Xeno.
enthusiasm,
me.
though. I mean, that's fine.
Sorry, Xeno.
So, all right. The basic idea, the premise of the device is that it pulls in ambient cosmic energy from everything.
Amphibious. Okay.
Yeah, means it can swim.
So it's like a duck.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's like a duck that can fight with both hands.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so cool.
That actually is kind of cool.
When did they get
So-
hands?
It pulls in ambient energy and collects it in the device itself until it reaches a threshold, and then it can impart that energy into a vessel as an artificial soul. So it is both a conduit and a battery. They're different. Like, it functions as it channels energy out from the universe ambiently into the device until it reaches a requisite level. So act as a battery. So conduit in, battery fill, and then it imparts it into something. And there's not really any limit on this thing, and the ambient energy coming in is enough to sustain what would you call it, the control mechanism, I guess is a way to put it.
The fucked up part of this whole situation.
I mean, if you think it's fucked up, I mean, whatever, but
I mean,
The
I'm not a
axolotl
big
tank?
technology person.
what's that?
I just said the axolotl tank, hoping that you would get the
Oh,
another Dune reference. I'm sorry, Keni.
sorry.
It's always a Dune reference.
Fucking damn it.
But yeah, it's an interesting device, and one that could have pretty wide implications for the future of the setting, if used,
If used.
which is all going to be up to whether Grim wants to or not.
Do we want to
And that
take
was-
bets on whether or not Graham will use it?
I think Grim will use it. I think
think he
so
will.
because that achieves like something I feel like he's always wanted. So I think so.
I think so.
I don't want to make any assumptions about what people are going to do. I'll just try to put up the options.
True.
Speaking of assumptions about what people are going to do, I didn't think you were actually going to do the tree thing because I mentioned it on the checkpoint, you were like, nope, it's not happening. Because he said, nope, not going to happen that way anymore.
Oh yeah. Because my theory was like in battle the hammer was gonna like come out of the ground and like be in Petravian's
A
hand.
little bit, yeah. That I was thinking that too.
I wanted to get it.
But we wouldn't have been in battle at all in Kintao because everyone's fucking peaceful there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have started some shit.
True.
No, we really shouldn't have. So I'm glad we didn't.
Oh god. Think of how bad that would have been for like all the other countries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these foreigners came in, got a seal from the Emperor, and then just started killing people.
Yeah. So we decided to raise an army and start attacking everybody to the west of us.
Whoopsie. We did a fucky uppy.
We did a fucky uppy, and now there's like an army of terracotta soldiers marching across the lands, killing everybody.
Whoopsie daisy. We didn't mean
Whoopsies,
to.
everyone.
My bad.
Our bad. It was my first day.
Whoops. But yeah, it was
dear.
a really I really liked. I now what happens if I had missed that perception check?
You would have continued on without realizing that you had grown.
I know.
Oh, we mean for the hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably would have had it follow you in some way,
Nice. Just burrowing through the ground.
Yeah.
Stem.
being like, "Come on,
You can do it. You
come
can do
on, come on, find me."
What is it, the trees
also,
moving to Dunedain?
I appreciate that Eden didn't respond in the communique.
Mm-hmm. Did you
Uh,
expect that she would?
No.
I
I
mean-
fully expected that they didn't, and I kind of appreciate that they didn't, because this was more of a, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Maleficent is awesome. They're not as crazy as everybody says
What
they
an
are.
interesting way to talk to another god.
It's a weird conversation.
I would like to hear
was,
Beardy's
But
interpretation
Petra's a
of
weird person.
the Eden prayer.
Oh,
Your thoughts on it?
Be not.
We're
We're gonna move past. That's all you need to say.
What was
Okay.
it that someone said? Likened it to, hey, Jesus, Buddha is really cool. Wasn't that
It wasn't
someone's
Buddha.
comment?
It was
Thor.
Thor. Thor is really
That's
cool.
the one, yeah.
He's so
should
much
hang out
cooler
sometime.
than you.
No,
You should hang out.
Oh, Skrewy.
Try.
It's a real shame that these pagans keep killing them. Like maybe don't. Maybe you guys should be bros.
Yeah.
I really like
God,
their
get
witchcraft.
together.
Okay. Honestly, yeah, pretty much. That's how he is. He's just an. Oh God, he's such a fucking himbo. I'm sorry.
Maybe we should just take some of their holidays and just rebrand them. Oh shit.
Ooh, topical.
I really like these little details about them, but not like them as a whole.
To be fair,
Yeah, so like we're gonna keep the eggs, but we're gonna call it the same thing, but it's now about Jesus.
I just that is
That's
what
my favorite
Betravian's
one.
doing.
Yeah, he
That-
is.
Easter's my favorite
shit.
rebranding.
Colonizing?
They didn't even change the name.
It's like,
Lazy
is-
fucks.
it's like I like both these things, but I don't like what the Maleferants are doing. I don't like that you're not bowing.
Mhm,
We gotta change that.
Yeah, you gotta bow. Gotta be able to show respect.
I do have a question.
But, you know.
Kenny made a phenomenal point.
Did I?
As always,
did?
But yeah.
Oh no.
Kenny and Emmy made a phenomenal point. At the end of where Melly was talking, they seemed very concerned about Petra potentially bringing inviting the Edenites to come visit, basically.
The sense I got was concern, and I believe Kenny said concerned and sad was the sense that they got. Do I have that? Am I remembering correctly?
Yeah,
Kenny?
yeah, like they were like nervous or sad or something. Like
Yeah.
something seemed off at the end of the conversation, in my opinion. I love you, Beardy.
Love you too. I don't know what I missed, but okay. Yeah, I don't recall specifically the mood of that or the intonations I was using.
Oh,
I mean, realize that like this is a being who has been killed and then has like had been like stepped on and shit on by the Church of Eden for a long time because the Church of Eden viewed them as dangerous psychopaths.
Who could ever think?
Right.
I mean, if the shoe fits.
Yeah.
Where
but it's the
another
Church of
shoe?
Eden, not it's the Church of Maleficent, not not Maleficent themselves. It was the ones that was the church that was drinking too deeply, and
Yeah.
losing their way.
Right. And where are those Edenites going to go?
Yep.
Like, if you're inviting them to the temple, then they're going to be around the Maleficent cultists, and we can only hope that they don't come to the same conclusion that they're dangerous psychopaths and decide to put them to the sword again.
Anyways,
Like,
it comes down to how good a job the bridge between the two worlds does. So really, there's nothing riding on Petravian's shoulders except whether or not the new Mellifluent Church survives.
Yeah, I mean,
whether
and
it
that
gets-
would determine
yeah.
whether or not like Vera survives the end of the campaign, or like whether the church is like ground into dust. Like, you know, nothing's
No
riding
pressure.
on Petravian here at all. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. None.
Well, let's hope that Vera doesn't die.
Xeno, response to that?
Nothing. It's all going to go so well.
So
Yeah.
well. Especially
Petravian's-
because you've definitely convinced everyone that like the Mellifluents are good, and you've convinced the Mellifluents
Yeah.
that the Edenites won't hurt them.
Yeah, I like it.
I
like where this is
mean,
going.
in fairness, Vera hasn't made Petravian's job easy there.
Petravian also hasn't made Vera's job easy either.
That is true. But between the two of them, I have faith that between the two of them they can make this work.
Vera's been doing
Honestly,
her
I-
job great.
Yeah,
Melly's back.
that's it.
Got a lot of people.
Hell yeah. You expanded. You've got all kinds of like sub chapters. and
How did you
different
feel
like,
about Soul asking if you were gonna like have like a little religion piece in Kintao?
Wait, what?
When Soul contacted you, they were like, "Oh, are you gonna like start another like little chapter of the Hive in Kintao?"
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, it was a really quick statement because you were like, "We're really busy."
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I didn't really process that part. I don't think.
Well, surprise, they asked. Woo!
A little bit.
They still care. Hey, it's a good thing we don't have those nightmares anymore, right, guys?
Fuck.
You say that, and now...
That wasn't a
Oh,
signal
dear.
at all.
No.
Mm. Anyway, shall we talk about Petravian's shiny new hammer and hair? Oh my god, grass hair. You flipping hippie.
I love it.
I
I
thought it was
really
very
do.
cool.
I love how that. That was a nice to. Part of
I mean,
me
they're
is
just
hoping
little
that it's.
sprouts right now, right?
Yeah,
Cha
my
cha cha
question is-
chia.
how will it continue to grow? Will it come to seed? Will I have? Will is it gonna fall out in the winter, or is it just a lark that? Hey, who knows? Who know? I hope it does get to grow out a little bit. That he can actually has to style it.
I just want to know
What
if it
kind of-
looks good because that
I want to know if he has armpit hair.
completely decides whether or not Hummel's still interested in Petravian.
Ooh. Oh no.
no.
Ouch.
Hummel has like intense feelings about hair.
Looks.
Looks.
Mmm.
Okay, I will say though, so taking Petravian's color palette and putting green on top of it, it's gonna be a little clashy at first. It's green, gold, blue, and black in there. Gonna have to style it properly. Gonna
And
have to
yet-
God,
Still no new beard for you. Still, your brother still has the beard.
it's glorious though. It's okay because when he does Ironbeard, he's just gonna pull out and just gonna.
He's gonna pull out.
Oh dear.
Good.
Hummel's
Green.
definitely gonna dump you now then.
Oh boy.
He's going to pull out a amber and grass beard. Jeebus.
I'll say that there is a similarity between Petravian and Hummel, with Petravian being a paladin. They both start their day on their knees.
It's like you see that joke coming, but you can't get out of the way.
I didn't see it coming. No.
I mean,
You sure you
you
did?
don't see Hummel coming either.
Rip. Rip Hummel.
We'll work on that.
All they asked
That's what
is
you
that-
say every time.
That's true, and then it didn't happen.
And then it didn't happen. And they don't stop coming. Well, they don't. They don't come at all.
Wow.
Anyway,
Ree.
Please
So,
never do
yeah.
that hand motion again.
New hammer.
Always.
Yes.
What does everybody
Okay.
think about the new hammer's aesthetics with the leaves?
Oh,
That,
it's cool.
I'm
age.
curious if the Maleferon symbol on the side of the hammer changed, actually.
no.
No, okay. I didn't know if the wings on the bees had changed to the leaf ones from Petravian's mixed symbol or not.
Mhm.
I was curious.
Well, who made the mixed symbol?
Petravian.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking weeb. Religious weeb.
I mean, I love that the handle is twisted now, and I like that. I like that aesthetic. It's. I love that
I'm
idea.
just glad it's not in the title card.
Yeah,
So
it's
are you
not-
are you able to full attack with the throw or no?
Yeah, can you full
Yes.
attack through?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So it pretty
I-
much works how Soul's Liar worked now. Like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, it has the
shorter
returning.
distance.
But it has the returning quality like the lyre did.
Okay.
I love that description of how it gets thrown and how it returns. Because for a moment I thought, well, okay, is this going to be like a Thor thing where it's just going to go out and come back? But having it disappear in that flurry of flowers and then reappearing, that was really, really cool.
I don't think
I
our
could
characters
visualize
have
that.
seen
I liked
though.
it.
So be surprised when our characters see it.
Whoa!
Oh,
Well,
I did. We threw it at the
Petravian
tree.
threw it at the
Oh,
tree and blew the
gotcha.
tree up. And then it burst into flower petals and then kind of
Right.
Just
I was
reappears
busy
in the hand.
feeling bad for
Yeah.
the tree.
And then Vera got wood. So
yeah.
It's true.
But then there's but it also I can smite with that at the
Okay.
same time. So smiting while throwing 10 feet away. So
Yeah, so Petravian can now take a barrage of ranged attacks and just be like throw, and each one does that extra damage from smite. So it should look pretty cool in combat.
that is awesome.
Be quite a bit of damage.
I'm looking forward to seeing Petravian wielding it. Are you going to give one back to Reduvi?
oh yeah,
ever, though?
Reduvi gets back the other hammer. But now they have a spear, so they want the hammer.
Did you buy a new thing for
promised.
Reduvi while we're here, by the way?
You never got a new weapon for them from Kintao.
Shit.
Too late now.
Oh shit!
Y'all left already.
Shit!
Here, Reduvi. Here's a new weapon, Brother Petra. This just looks like some sticks you put together. Yeah, that's what they use over there.
Honestly, I thought Kyle was covering your ass at first with making the bow staff. And I was like, oh,
Oh, I don't remember Petravian's promises.
that's true.
Yeah, that's not Vera's job.
I mean, if Vera still has wood left from the tree that sprouted in Kintao and Petravian remembered and asked Vera to make a quarterstaff, it would still count as a Kintao quarterstaff.
Because it's from the
Maybe.
Ooh, thank you.
Although the tree that sprouted is not necessarily really a Kintao tree because it was more of like an Eden intervention. It would depend on how comfortable you were lying to the small child.
Yeah, like Santa Claus.
Yeah,
You're a
it's very
parent. I'm sure you can lie to the small child.
Yeah,
Super easy.
super easy.
They believe
That's mean.
anything.
I'm sorry, Skrewy.
Yeah, they're
That was
dumb.
mean.
They're dumb as hell.
Reduvi's not going to know any better. I'm just saying, if you get a
This is
sharpened stick for
awful.
them.
This is just awful. I don't like lying
Maybe
to
kids
children.
shouldn't be so stupid.
Oh my god, I don't like lying to children.
And you could, if you really wanted to go whole forger style, you could ask
Sure, why
Levette
not?
to engrave it, because they did a pretty good job with the symbols on Jiro's bracelet. So you could enlist the entire party to commit this fraud on this
You-
poor innocent child.
You could always steal that jade seal from Risen and give it to Reduvi.
It's their souvenir from this world.
Yeah. Oh, now it's Reduvi's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Enjoy.
Yeah, that's for duties.
How quickly the disintegrate will come out.
Oh
You're
my
gonna
God.
disintegrate
Petra,
Reduvi.
no, Petra's not going to lie to them. Petra is going to
Disappoint them.
disappoint them, and
So good.
That's actually that hurts my heart a little bit, but good on Petravian.
I mean, I
for being
believe in not lying
honest.
to children. It's better than when he lied to her earlier in the season. So that just means Petravian's grown.
I
But
believe
What
we
did
it
he
is
lie to her
very
about
possible.
earlier in the season?
I don't know. He did the voice that other kids need something or something like that.
No apologies.
yeah.
No, the
What did you lie to Reduvi before? I can't remember exactly.
It was about like to get the weapon, being like, oh, like other kids like need
that's
this, or I need to drop this. Like,
Yeah.
basically
Oh, yeah, we
insinuating
were-
that there were other needy children that you know.
Oh shit, I remember that.
Oh, yeah,
Kids
the
in Africa are
manipulation.
starving.
We tore you to shreds for that, didn't we, in the checkpoint?
Yeah,
You
we
did.
did.
You
Oh, yeah.
did. And you know what? I have never. I don't think I will ever utilize that core memory that parental technique that my parents use that I now realize is like
It's kind of fucked, isn't it?
kind of fucked up. There's a lot of things that I'm realizing recently that I apparently had a little bit of a dysfunctional relationship with my parents.
This is
Yeah.
my cue to say, go to therapy if you need it, children.
We did it.
But you shouldn't be children if you're watching this. This is
They
18
fuck you up,
plus.
your mum and dad. as
You've
the
said
poem
that
goes.
poem way too many times. You're grounded.
I've done it about half a dozen, and it
Yeah,
remains
and that's too
as-
many.
It remains as salient now as it did the first time I quoted it. So anyway,
If someone watches this series as like a marathon, they're gonna hear that like every episode at this point.
I will say
that's an
I
exaggeration.
truly hope that no one ever marathons Checkpoint.
Why?
Why?
Because this is like the discussion. This is for people that want to get a deeper look into Check Please, right?
Yeah, it's
Like-
the director's commentary.
Yeah, like I guess I don't like sit and watch directors' commentaries of like a series that I love like back to back to back. I don't know.
But you're not a
I
super
don't know, maybe-
fan.
maybe they do. Maybe I don't know.
There are people who will. There are people who are like that.
Remember,
Hello to everyone
I-
in the future marathoning us.
It's true. Like prove me wrong, future people. Hi.
No, this is the one. This is the episode where they're gonna stop now.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, fuck, Beardy hates us.
like there's a huge campaign where like people are like Beardy hates his fans. You get canceled.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I did it. I got canceled.
Good job. This is the one. But yeah, I will say going forward there is another 4th level paladin spell that I haven't used yet that I wanted to use but never had a reason to. That will boost that will boost the hits on at least one round.
That's
Are
right.
we still talking about Redufi and what you're going to do with
God.
Redufi?
Oh no.
Wow.
No, to be fair, I didn't even remember that Petravian had promised I could get a weapon, because otherwise I would.
Yeah,
would've.
but that's on me though. I know you didn't, but that's on me to remember. And
I'm too busy remembering little details about all these small things.
I was busy doing the soul thing that Petravian was supposed to do.
It's true.
true.
We've established
Not-
that
you're not
Petravian has the whole future of the hive and its survival riding on his shoulders. It's understandable that he would forget to get a weapon.
Yeah.
And actually,
mean-
wasn't the deal that you would get her another weapon if you didn't return the hammer, or was it in addition to? May have been in addition
I
to.
believe it was in addition to.
Okay, well,
So yeah, no, I fucked myself over.
Because she
Really?
was like, fine, you can have the hammer back if you do this. I'm a little kid.
Yeah.
like, get her some candy or something, and she'll forget all about it.
No. Yes, but
Kids do.
yeah.
Sometimes they have terrible memories, and sometimes they'll just sit with that information of their betrayal from their parent figure.
And that'll
Years
fester
and years.
and it'll never go away. And it becomes a core part of them where they can't ever trust anyone or whatever they tell them, because adults lie, and that's just what they do. So you can't trust any of them ever, and it creates this kind of this feedback loop inside them where they can't ever build any bonds with anyone ever, and they become these like reclusive, just split people that just have a schism from any kind of society, and they can't connect with anybody, and they don't know why, and they keep looking into themselves, and it just never makes sense to them, and it just keeps going back to this old betrayal that they can't ever get out of their head, and it keeps just replaying over and over in their mind. They're like, why didn't they just do what they asked? Like, why didn't they just do what they promised? Like, they said they would do it and they didn't do it, and now I can't trust this person or anyone else ever, and that's it.
So in other words,
Do you believe
Raduvi's
that's
now the big
30
bad
points
evil
of
guy.
psychic damage for Skrewy?
We don't have psychic damage here, right?
I mean, you've
How
read
about
psychic,
emotional
so-
damage?
Calling it now Raduvi, big bad evil for season X.
No, I think she's
No.
too good of a person.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you'll be Petravian will be
But all-
fine.
All good adventurers need a traumatic backstory, and Petravian is Raduvi's.
Apparently, for a lot of people.
No, we love you, Skrewy.
Yeah, no,
and we love
Raduvi and
Petravian.
Chisel are gonna come together.
Chisel's literally an animal. He can't.
I
His
still want to know
descendants.
what's going on with Plu personally. Can we get a Plu check-in at some point and put more on their
Did we
incredible
get enough
journey?
already?
Didn't we get enough?
Homeward Bound.
Isn't it enough?
No, I want the
Let
Homeward
it die,
Bound.
let it die, let it shrivel up and die. Sing it
All
with
right,
me.
fine. In the post-credit sequence, can we have Plu befriending and becoming the pet of Detlev? Can we just have that instead?
I'm not taking requests at this time.
Did Petravian get anything from Kintao at all? Like, material-wise?
The mask.
New hair.
Wha-
Oh no, you borrowed Vera's, so you don't even have a mask.
That's right. You didn't buy one.
Shit. Oh.
Levet's might fit Raduvi.
I mean, I guess if he really asks Levette nicely, maybe she'll give it up. But Levette's a materialistic person.
Petravian has the memories and the inner peace.
A memory of an inner peace.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we move on?
Yes.
Shall we stop giving Skrewy shit and move on?
I'm just surprised how chill Petravian was with getting grass on his head.
I'm surprised with how chill Petravian was when we're like, we should hurry up. People are dying. And he's like, people die every day. And I
That
would
was
like
fantastic.
you to. I'm just curious as like a player's standpoint. What the fuck? I just want to understand that point a little bit more. Like as a concern, as a person. Is it just that you don't see like this world as a real thing as a player, or what?
No, it's more like
We can come
I
back.
think he
to
was.
it.
I think at the time he was still in that Zen peace aspect of it.
Zen
and-
makes you not care. Understood.
I mean,
I mean, when you have inner peace, you're chill.
Have you
I wanna see
yourself
your
ever
chill level.
experienced inner peace, Skrewy? True inner peace.
I think I did once. I think I did.
peyote trips don't count.
Why would you pay a coyote? That doesn't make any sense. They don't need money. You just
What do
punch
you-
them and they become food.
What do you pay a coyote with anyway? Eggs?
Like, I guess.
No, but I'm actually curious, Skrewy, if you're comfortable
Yeah, I'm curious.
sharing.
Huh?
If you're comfortable sharing that moment of inner peace.
It was a hiking. We did. Where did we hike up? I think it was. I can't remember if it's not. Is it Grandfather Mountain or Mount?
We don't need
Washington?
that specific detail.
Anyway, climbing up a mountain, just sitting at the top at sunset. This was right after I had proposed to Jess, and just everything was right. Everything was right.
I like that.
And then we had to climb back down.
Climbing down's easy.
They just jump.
Yeah.
Statistically, you're actually more likely to get injured climbing down.
So my question for you is, how does that
So-
moment of inner peace, as experienced similarly by Petravian, give rise to the comment that people die every day?
It's just a fact. It is just, yes, it happens. And you accept it.
Even though there's a literal catastrophe happening that you are aware of.
That you're on a quest to stop.
Mm-hmm.
That every hour makes a difference.
I mean, we can just say Petravian was in an altered state. That
Yeah, that's got to be what
Drugs.
it was.
Hardcore
it
drugs.
explain. It doesn't excuse, but it explains.
Yeah.
We've all
like that-
said stupid. We've all said. I'm not going to say stupid. We've all said things that we might not necessarily think of when we have clear.
I would
minds.
argue Levette's statement a little bit later in the episode was a little bit more harsh.
Which one?
Which was that?
Oh God. The. Oh, fuck. I remember. Oh shoot! I'm gonna have to go watch the whole thing again.
Well,
No, but it was like, holy shit!
okay.
And everybody
well,
was like that. I'm like,
I mean, everyone freaked out, obviously, then.
I have a counterpoint.
Go ahead.
To that. Levette is not lawful good,
That's true.
and Levette's abilities and powers are not based off of moralistic behavior the way that yours are. So, paladins have to walk a tightrope.
On the topic of altered states, though, I will say that Risen's running gag where they're not sure if they've accidentally been exposed to the Black Lotus.
Or someone else.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That made me giggle. I was appreciating that.
Did I eat it somehow?
that's true. There is no other lawful good person in this party. Fudge. I'm gonna say gray lawful.
So, lawful neutral.
Mm-hmm. Which would mean you'd lose your powers. So that's fine.
I think
confess
that's
I
kind
don't
of
actually-
bullshit in Pathfinder. I'm gonna be honest. Just as like,
That's D&D up to just before the
I
current
just think
system.
restricting like one kind of class to a specific alignment just kind of seems super bullshit in my
Do you know
opinion.
what a paladin is?
See, okay, I
my
understand how a
counter-argument.
paladin how it
I just think
applies
they should
to
be all
paladins,
forms
though.
of good.
Yeah, sure. If you're a lawful neutral or chaotic, or sorry, if you're like lawful good or neutral good or chaotic good, there's different oaths and things you take for those.
Oh, I thought they were
But-
only allowed to be lawful good.
In certain editions of the game, yeah.
But that's the part I'm saying is
But-
bullshit.
Okay, I thought you meant like alignment, alignment.
No. I mean
restrictions,
like
period.
one box.
Well, that's how it was in like first and second edition.
That's dumb.
It was one box.
If
You had to be
yeah,
lawful
in the
good.
previous editions,
and
if you saw somebody doing illegal and you didn't do anything
That's
about
why
it,
homebrew
you
rules exist.
Yeah, but in like the earlier editions of the game, like you sort of had to be human. Like you couldn't even be a non-human and be a paladin.
Oh,
That's
racist.
racist.
And then
wow,
in second edition,
that's
if
bad.
we're going to talk about weird stuff. In second edition, there were level caps on
That's true. I do know
on
this.
other races except for humans. Humans had no level cap.
Racist.
Jesus tits, that's
Yeah,
racist.
so like certain races could only get to certain. And then also a weird thing is that XP was by class, not just general. So it's not like, oh, you had to have this much experience to level. The experience to level were different for each classes. So certain
That's a bad
classes like
idea.
capped out way later than other ones.
Wow, that would way unbalance a party.
It's a good thing we have
Well,
event-based like
You were meant to have
leveling.
You're meant to have like XP tracked leveling in second edition, and you were also meant to have mixed levels because of that.
So, would I be in trouble if I confessed to the fact that I don't remember what Kurla's alignment is, and I'd have to check the wiki to look it up, and I have no idea if the way I'm playing them actually aligns with their.
Look,
It's a
alignment.
gray area. Of, like,
you don't
actual-
have, yeah, like you don't have any powers that are linked to your alignment, so
Okay.
you can do whatever, and it's not going to affect you.
Thank you.
Now,
Sorry.
Petravian, on the other hand, he actually has to watch his step a little bit more.
Petravian, our whipping boy.
Well, no, it's
Skrewy,
just like
you okay?
legitimately the way that class works is they have to keep in line with their belief structure, otherwise
do
they lose
something
their
bad,
abilities. Like that's where
like,
the
if I-
power comes from.
If I do something bad, like morally reprehensible,
Like-
yeah.
Like torturing someone?
Or giving advice how to torture someone.
Or disappointing a child.
Just
That one.
I mean, lying to a child. I don't know, disappointment. I mean, anybody can disappoint a child.
It's
saying people die every day,
not
even
super
though there's
easy.
a
to-
natural
all right,
disaster
all right,
happening.
All right.
I'm
all
pretty
right.
sure anyone can lie to a child. It's super easy.
It's super easy.
Look, y'all started. I jumped on the bandwagon.
We, Skrewy, are you alright? Seriously, are you good? All is well?
We're
Okay.
good.
Love you. Should
hey,
we move
you know
on?
what? I know it's all gonna pay off eventually, or it won't.
I think it'll all pay off when Petravian snaps and kills us all, but
No, that's not gonna happen because he can't. He's not good enough.
What is an anti-paladin? That's a thing, right?
That is a Oathbreaker Paladin. Or no,
That's
there is
5e,
anti-paladin.
It's like an
Honey.
antipasta.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So an anti-paladin is a chaotic evil version of the paladin. They have some very interesting abilities, and they're real fucked with their powers. Like, for example, they are, like a paladin, immune to disease. However, unlike just being immune to disease like a paladin, they can still contract diseases.
Oh, that's
They just
right.
never suffer from them.
They're carriers.
And when they use lay on hands,
Rats.
it
Weird
transmits
rats.
every disease they currently are carrying into their target.
That is twisted. I
Yeah,
love
they're
it.
fucked. They're great.
Like,
That's fun.
think of like the sad, like brutal romance of like just this person who's like had someone fall in love with them, and they finally go to touch their face, and they do so, and they just say goodbye, give them their only kiss, and then they're dead.
Diseases are usually
They
slower
rot.
acting than that. But yeah,
Diseases
like
kind of just suck.
I mean,
feel
I don't
like.
know how many they have on there.
I
I'm
mean,
just
it's
saying
not a
it's
lot.
tragic and
acts
beautiful.
pretty fast.
yeah.
I give you my love.
Oh yeah,
and also
I remember
syphilis.
the stat guide for Ebola in D&D.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
If I
talking about
recall
D&D.
correctly, Ebola, you can
Yeah.
die within a week.
Screw it, I'm talking about
Nothing says I love you
disease.
like contracting a
D&D.
hemorrhagic fever, but should we move on to the
Yes,
chat with the
please.
Emperor?
Oh, I was going to talk
Different
about the other
show.
flavors
Dead
of
show.
evil paladins.
Other flavors? Oh.
Yeah, so there's black. So there's anti-paladin, which is chaotic evil, right?
Yeah.
There's also one called a blackguard, which is lawful evil.
Okay.
And they have different sets of powers. It's fine. We can move on. We'll talk about that at some other time. when
yeah,
it's
that's even more like table talky.
more
So we finally make our way back to Chonglai, where we once again meet with the Emperor for the last time, and he gives us a gift.
Mhm.
I love tea gift.
Yeah.
I also, I just need to apologize for throwing Levette under the bus with the, you can whip up a puzzle in 30 seconds.
That's
Yeah. Straight up just not saying anything to Levette about it. And, it's good.
I think that was kind of maybe Curler getting their own back for Levette not having been straightforward with the information about the Deadlands suspension. Maybe. Or maybe it was me as a player being cruel. I'm not sure.
It's funny.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah, there's
all
a
good.
gray area there.
Yeah.
But,
But
yeah.
yes, we get to go in and chat with the
Yeah.
Emperor again.
And the Emperor's always happy to see y'all and be like, hey, good luck, stopping the world from ending.
He's such a chill guy.
I really like the Emperor. I'm so glad that we got to meet him. That was such a cool thing to do in this campaign. Thank you,
Despite
Beardy.
The one
the
thing
fact
I
that
wanted to add, I mean, I was trying to figure out how to phrase it, but it didn't work out. I wanted to see if I could ask the Emperor, could I take a small stone from like a pebble or something so that I can use it to focus, to relate it to the experience and to get to the Zen plane again. Use it like a focusing. It doesn't work that way, obviously, but it would be just for him.
I mean, you could have
personally,
just taken a rock off of the mountain.
Like a stone from the shrine, or like from the mountain, or
No, from his from the palace. But again, I didn't know how to phrase it without sounding stupid and creepy, much like, "Hey, can I pet your snookums?" So I just kept that to myself.
So like you go to like a area where he's got like a rock garden, and you just like take a pebble and pocket it.
I
or
would
something?
ask it. No, I would ask permission. That's what I'm saying.
Right, but I'm just
yeah.
wondering, like, what rock are you talking about?
Oh
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
if they had like a
everything
rock.
was Mercury.
Perfect. True.
Like,
I'm
there-
actually surprised that Vera didn't get a sample of the mercury to add to the collection of samples of everything.
yeah, a little vial of that stuff.
It's metal. Why would I?
Like,
need
What
metal?
would have happened?
Quicksilver.
Farrah can't touch it.
Delicious.
What would have happened if we had consumed the mercury?
Yeah, that is a good question. I was very
So-
close to doing it.
So what I would suggest, everybody, you can Google this yourself and say, and put into Google and be like, what happens if a person drinks mercury? and that is what would have happened to your character.
Okay.
So
You would have
don't drink
heard.
mercury, kids.
You would have heard Beardy say,
Oh,
give me 1 second," and then you hear typing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, symptoms.
So as far as I understand it, as long as it doesn't bond to anything, it'll pass right through your body.
Peeing that must...
apparently quickly.
Yeah.
It is.
So it's called quicksilver.
Yeah.
It's a there's a toxicologist. Its density cleans the intestine wonderfully.
Yeah. So it'll pass through your system really fast. But if you like bake it into something, like if you chemically bond it to something else and then consume that, then your body will extract that out and put it into your system, and that's when you get heavy metal poisoning. And that causes things like hair loss and loss of brain function.
Mercury vapor apparently is bad too, which is why you can't bursting the CFL bulbs back in the day.
Yeah,
bad.
very dangerous because you get that in your lungs. And basically, anything that gets it into your bloodstream is a very bad thing. Like if like I said, if you just take some liquid mercury and drink it, it should go right through your system and cause no problems.
Don't.
We are in no way
don't
advocating
do that
you do
because
so.
there's a lot of terrible things that can happen. Don't do that. But if you breathe it in, if you get it into your bloodstream in any way, then you get the situation where really nasty things can happen to you from heavy metal poisoning. So
Future fans have already cancelled you for telling them not to back-to-back marathon checkpoint. Now they're going to cancel you now for having encouraged them to
mercury.
For encouraging people not to drink mercury.
Yes.
You can't tell me what to do.
You're not my dad.
I mean, fuck it, whatever. Like, drink mercury. I don't give a shit. Fucking kids. Drink mercury and eat your Tide Pods. Fucking whatever.
Jesus.
That wasn't
We love
even
our
a thing
fans.
that was really happening. But it's okay.
Good gracious.
Goodness sakes. So, we all get out of there and head to the Lithogate in town, and Vera chooses not to use the Chaos Seed. Now, I think I understand why you chose not to do it, but would you like to elaborate on the decision on that?
There's no fucking reason to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally the only reason I even continued going after it was because in the checkpoint we were like, that Beardy said that it was a solution to like all the problems. I was like, is it? Well, shit. I guess I have to look into this more.
Yeah, you were waiting for more reason to do it, I guess.
Yeah, because obviously, well, one, Vera said that she'd asked the group for it.
Mm.
And two, there was... The way things operated is very similar to the utopia that Vera looks for when eventually they implement, like, the connected hive mind, where it's like people can actually feel whatever other people are feeling.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like if Petravian had been given the seed instead, he would have done it. That's just my gut feeling. I don't know, Skrewy.
What do you think?
Would you have planted the seed? Skrewy?
He's thinking.
Oh, okay. You wanted to plant that seed, didn't you?
I wanted to plant the seed.
Should have given it to...
Should have given it to Petravian.
Damn.
And here I thought, well, here Curler thought that Vera was going to be the threat when it came to that seed.
Because, like...
Why does everyone so mean to...
The thing is that every reason that I wanted to plant the seed was meta.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every single one. Like, one, it's like, oh, that'd be really cool for, like, in the future. But I'm like, there's no reason Vera would do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is that Vera's thing isn't about typical plant nature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's more Petravian's thing.
Like, if anything, Vera, in Mellifera's, it's, the thought is, oh, yeah, this stuff needs to be conserved so that we can use it. But it needs to be then backed up so we can use it again later. It's not so much just about nature in general.
So what if someone eats the seed?
About to find out.
Sorry.
Gonna cause chaos to your intestines, that's for damn sure.
What happens is, all I have to do is go to Google, type in, what happens when I...
When I ingest magical chaos.
But thanks to Vero, we were able to get back to Ville, which I wasn't sure if we were going to Miskover or Ville, so thank you for taking on that decision. But it looks like it hasn't reached the holy city Foaly yet, so that's good. Maybe.
Well, we don't know yet.
We don't know,
We
really.
don't know that.
It hasn't at least reached the Great Vale. Yay!
That you do know. Yes, that's
So,
true.
We got a gift from the Emperor, though.
We already...
Yep,
We didn't talk about the tea.
we mentioned that we got the tea, but we hadn't.
Did we?
We didn't make the tea yet, but we
Oh,
made
my
camp
apologies.
for the evening.
For some reason, I didn't mentally remember. My apologies. I
When
didn't
we
hear that.
got to Ville, we got to the Great Vale. We were happy that the Deadlands hadn't expanded to kill us yet, and we decided since it was later in the day, we would camp for the night and try out that incredible tea. Tea.
Which
Every
I
bit
was
was
very
tea.
excited for.
Me too. It had transfiguration energy, as
Vera
Vera
checked
discovered.
it out.
I thought
Thank you for that.
transmutation.
Yeah.
Transmutation, beg pardon.
What y'all else think that was gonna happen?
I thought we were gonna level up.
That was my guess as well, but I wasn't going to say anything because
No.
I knew better than to say anything. That would have been.
I did,
As soon as I
didn't think
drank
that.
it, I was like, yes, this is going to level us up. But before I drank it, I was like, I don't know if this is a thing to fuck us over
Make-
for being in
Like,
Kintow.
make us never go back to
Yeah.
Kintow or something.
Or make you forget
Forget,
everything that
yeah.
happened over there.
It was
that
one
would
of the
be
two. I was like, oh.
complicated.
Wasn't
though.
what I was thinking was gonna happen.
I feel like the forget part would be stupid on the Emperor's part because we need the information on the whole dragon thing.
Well, yeah, but maybe it would be like it would be more like specifically targeted that it destroys certain memories and not others.
Maybe.
So you'd remember that like you'd have a strong, you'd understand why you went there, and you know you need to find Zell, but all of the memories of all the cities you went to and all the interactions you had would have been wiped out.
You mean I would have. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you mean I'd forget the name of the guy at the gate?
Yeah. You'd forget about Lee.
Li, Hung, Heng, someone.
Hang.
Not what I was thinking was gonna happen.
What
do
did you
was gonna
think? You
happen?
think everybody's gonna sprout tentacles and become
Uh-uh.
monsters?
I don't know. Let him
No,
talk,
I thought we
let
were all
him
gonna
talk.
become halflings.
Oh, I mean
Why?
that would be.
Because the Emperor probably would know Zell's.
Would he know about our side of the country?
He doesn't have like a massive spy network
Like
over in the West.
Daraham does.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
But,
doesn't
but
send
when
very
they
many
when you said it
operatives.
was transmutation, I'm like, oh,
You
he's gonna give us a helping hand by making us into halflings,
You
so that when we
think
get in
Zell
there.
wouldn't know that we were not originally halflings? When he knew about Marcus in season 1.
Well, okay, he knew about Marcus in season 1 because hey, I know this halfling. What the fuck, man?
I mean, I don't know. He's also a really old dragon that's super powerful and has reached True Zen, so.
Are we all excited to be at level 18 and to
Yes!
again choose new spells and receive new spells and choose skill, all of that?
Yes.
Folks
Wonder
excited?
what
I know I'm
spells
excited.
everybody's gonna pick.
I know
Um,
exactly what spells I want.
I know what spells.
I have to
Um,
consult my spreadsheet.
I got a second 9th level spell.
So I have a question. Now that
Mm.
that Kurla has leveled up,
Ah.
are you going to find a time to attempt to revive Verla?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
No, as soon as Kurla kind of realizes that that point that they've had, that gut instinct they were heading towards, as soon as they feel that they're now able to do that, then they are gonna make it a priority. Now, obviously, they're still trying to save the world as well, but
Mm-hmm.
as soon as an opportunity arises where they can, they're gonna give it a shot. But then they also have to deal with their god, so I'm thinking that their attempt to rid themselves of that which hungers is going to coincide around the same time as their attempt to let Verla move on or return. So yeah, shit's going to be interesting now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since I guess Riz is going to also be coming to a realization that the power they had the sense that they were moving towards is also now within their reach.
Yep. Which, pretty much entails like Riz will attempt to help Kurla with their next power. So, I'm
I mean,
interested. I'm interested to
interested
see
too.
what happens.
Between, well, should I mention the spells or not?
That's up to you.
I'm good on mine.
You're good having yours mentioned or not?
No, I don't want it mentioned.
Gotcha.
good.
Okay, then I won't mention it, and I won't mention the ones I will have either, although I think I probably have in the past. But regardless, we're all acquiring some interesting new powers, and that will open some equally interesting new story avenues as we head towards the end game.
Anyone nervous about talking to Zell about
Killing
killing
himself?
himself?
I'm looking forward to it. I like dragons.
I
Curler
mean-
likes dragons.
You're looking forward to like being like, hello, probably oldest dragon in the world. Can you kill yourself?
As a player, I'm looking forward to that. Yes, Curler's going to be very,
I cried
very
on
sad.
the phone with Beardy the other day about it.
It's true.
I mean, as a player, I'll be sad too because I love dragons and Zell's a nice character. And Curler will be sad because nice dragon and don't want them to die. But at the same time, shit's really getting real. The consequences are getting even bigger.
Man, I really
It's
wish
exciting.
these dragons were all fucking dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bear's gonna fucking dance on that grave.
Oh, I know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, you should all catch up on Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episodes will be released after season 2 as well. You'll have more time to do
Yes.
that.
Well,
Yep.
closing final thoughts from anyone or anything schedule-wise we need to announce?
As far as I know, no one's gonna be missing for this weekend, so I'm pretty sure we're still good for the next
December
coming week.
3rd.
The 26th is the next Saturday, honey. 26th.
No, I'm just saying schedule-wise. And
Well,
not
yeah,
this
but
upcoming
I
weekend.
announce it the week before normally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we won't be here for the 3rd, but that's 2 weeks from now. We'll be here next week, as far as I know.
Yeah.
No one's told
Yeah.
me
So you should-
otherwise.
So you should all tune in. Make sure that you mark your calendars and such.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mark your
People
calendar.
still use calendars?
I- on
added
my
to your
phone.
Digital calendar.
Yeah.
Add
But
a Mark II to your calendar.
thank you all so much for joining us for Checkpoint. We will see you next week for more Check Please, where I think a lot is going to go down. And until then, we hope you roll with us soon. Bye, y'all.